Hi guys, so we're going to be working on, or I'm going to be going over practice problem number 1. So the first thing that we have is we have these two triangles and you are looking for the missing side. So the first thing that you want to do is match your sides, right? So side A and B is going to match side E and F. So those are going to be your circle, circle. Then side A and C is going to match side E and G. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to set up your proportions. And for the practice problems, I'm just going to be setting up the proportions all the same way. So I'm going to set it up circle to square, 10/4. Okay. And so what I'm doing is I want to make sure that I am setting it up the same way on both sides of the proportion. Because I put circle to square on one side, then it should be the same corresponding sides, right? Circle to square. So I should have x over 8, right? So basically that's side AB over AC, right? The corresponding side of AB is going to be EF, and the corresponding side of AC is going to be EG, right? So then from here, I'm going to solve by, if you look at your notes, I'm going to cross multiply. 4 times x is going to give me 4x. Then I'm going to multiply 8 times 10, which is going to give me 80. Then from here, I want to divide by the number in front of the variable. So by the coefficient, which is 4 on both sides. So this is going to cancel itself out, right? So 80 divided by 4 is going to give me, 4 can go into 8 2 times, giving me 8 with the remainder of 0. You pick that 0 up. 4 can go into 80 20 times, so that means that x equals 20. So the value of this is going to be 20. And you can use the scale factor, which is the multiplier, to double check your work. 4 times what gives me 8, right? So that scale factor has to be the same. 4 times 2 gives me 8. So then I have to make sure that 10 times 2 is also going to give me 20, and it does. So that's going to be your answer for the first one. So next you have problem number 2. Now you're still going to be doing the same thing. The first thing that you want to do is match the sides. You want to make sure that you redraw them on a piece of paper. So you want to make sure that you're matching the sides. So side A and B is going to match side X and Y. Side A and C is going to match side X and Z, right? So now you have your circle, circle, meaning that these two sides match. And then you have your square, square, meaning that these two sides match, right? They're corresponding sides, okay? So remember that they have to have the same scale factor. They will be have a proportional relationship. So I'm going to set it up as x over 3 on one side. Now remember, because I set it up as x over 3 on one side, then on the other side, it also has to be circle over square. So 28 over 12, okay? At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and cross multiply. So 12 times x is going to give me 12x equals, then I'm going to multiply 28 times 3. 28 times 3, 8 times 3 is going to give me 24. 3 times 2 is 6, 7, 8, 84. So then at that point, you want to go ahead and move on to the next part of your equation, which is going to be dividing by the number in front of the variable, which is 12, by the coefficient. So 84 divided by 12. And then whatever you're gonna get is going to be your answer. So the next one I'm gonna go over is going to be number 3. Now here you're still gonna do the same thing. You wanna match, but the triangle that they're giving you, they're not facing the same way, right? So the thing that you wanna do is sometimes I just say to redraw it, and basically you're just gonna put this point down over here. So instead of it looking like this, it should look like this. All you did was drop down that part of the triangle. So your 10 is still going to be over here. Your r is still going to be over here, and your x, okay? So now you're going to go ahead and match the sides. So side A and B match Q and R, and side A and C correspond to Q and S. So I'm going to set it up circle to square. So side AB over AC. I'm setting it up 5 over 3. And I want to set up the other part of the proportion corresponding. So if I did AB, the corresponding side has to be the first one. So that's going to be Q and R, 10 over X, right? I'm matching. So all I did was circle to square. So on the other side, it has to be circle to square. These are all corresponding sides, QS, okay? So then from there, you go ahead and solve for your problem by cross multiplying and then dividing. So the next one I'm going to work on is number 4. Now number 4 might be a little bit daunting only because it has a fraction, but I always tell you guys that fractions is just division. So what you want to do is you want to divide the fractions first and turn them into decimals because it'll be easier to work them out. So once you turn that 3/4 into a decimal, and once you turn that half into a decimal, you want to just go ahead and match. So this is going to match with AB is going to match with LM, and then AC is going to match with 2, right? So you want to set it up as circle to square on one side of the proportion. On the other side, it's also going to be circle to square. But you want to make sure that you turn those fractions into decimals because it'll be easier to work with, okay? So finally, we're down to number 5. Number 5, it's going to be the same thing. You want to make sure that you're matching. So DC is going to match with TS, and CB is going to match with SR. So you want to set it up as a proportion again. You're going to set it up as 9 over 8. Because I set it up as a circle over square, I set it up as DC over CB. I need to put my corresponding side to DC on the top. So TS, which is X, and then my corresponding side of the square, which is CB, is going to be SR, which is 12, right? So TS over SR. All of these are just corresponding sides. But to make it shorter, I just say circle to square, right? So then you have your proportion right here. And you want to make sure that you do the next step, which is cross multiplying and then solving for that missing value.